Hey, Wrestling World, keep up with the culture and listen to this episode in full on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Make sure to give us a follow on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook and fall under the influence.
But besides Missy Elliott, you see people like the Spinners, you see DJ Kool Herc, you see Shaka Khan, and you see people like that who are pretty much, brothers color, And Jericho tweets that, Dear Rock Hall, off. This is all at Rolling Stone.
Wow.
That sent triggers to pretty much everyone, I don't want to throw that racial card everywhere, but I kind of sense the undertone in that. But I also want to point out that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has been very versatile with its artists that it inducts. In recent years, we've seen Tupac go in there. We've seen Michael Jackson.
No, not Jay-Z, Eminem.
We've seen Eminem go in there. So it's not really just rock. So for Jericho to just kind of say this is kind of making me scratch my head a little bit, man, because the rock and roll, now had this been the first time that an artist who wasn't rock and roll get inducted, I can kind of understand. But
listen, you got Kool Herc. Kool Herc, hey, Chris Jericho gonna eat a dick. Kool Herc needs to go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, that's crazy. That man more than deserves it. He legit created a genre or popularized a genre of music that changed the entire world. But I get where Chris Jericho is coming from, right? Because Chris Jericho is a pure and through rock and roll guy. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So he's probably looking at them induct Missy Elliott and is like, they haven't even inducted Rush. There's probably tons of great rock bands that haven't been inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And so I just kind of look at it as, Chris Jericho being a mark for rock and roll, being a hardcore diehard that's being mad at the Hall of Fame like wrestling fans do every year.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely, man.
Yeah, but I think he's handling it very poorly. But Chris Jericho always acts like a Karen online.
Surprisingly, man, yeah.
But for a famous guy, he's always complaining about some type of service he received. So maybe he should join that tag team with Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green.
Yeah, man. So Jericho, man, hey, we hope all is well, man. We hope you figure something out, but keep that negative energy elsewhere, man.
Man, damn.
You're a public figure, baby. Yeah. But I want to talk about Drew McIntyre potentially leaving the WWE. And I think it's interesting that this story comes out because those of you who haven't check out that video that we did where we ranked the top 5 wrestlers of that previous decade. And Drew McIntyre is one of the people that's on that list. And these rumors start coming out shortly after we released that video. Yeah. After we released that whole podcast. And I just remember you saying Drew McIntyre being a big thing in WWE is relatively new. Yeah. And for Drew McIntyre to possibly leave in the midst of, him not fully being the top guy for a good respectable amount of time, does this hurt him?
No, I think it'll do what it did the last time he left. It'll increase his value. Because Drew McIntyre is a hot commodity. You know what I'm saying? He can go anywhere in the world and make an impact. Valid. But I feel like whatever his issue may be, I heard he's just banged up, and wanted to make it through WrestleMania. And from what I understand, his contract's not even up until next year before WrestleMania. So we have quite a bit of time still on his contract. But I really feel like the best place for Drew McIntyre to be is WWE.
Me too. Me too.
I think he can make an impact in AEW, but I honestly don't feel like he would fit in anywhere and would get lost in the shuffle again. But with them having a new TV show coming out, maybe there's a spot for him over there too. But I really see him working it out in WWE because that's just it. That's the place for Drew McIntyre.
Oh, most definitely. And it's interesting that you say I didn't even know the full contract details, but knowing that his contract is up next year, I mean, hey, bro, wrestling fans, we get like NBA players. That free agency when you're on that final year of your contract, you know what I'm saying? Like that's your money. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's the year to up your stock. And it's interesting. I kind of disagree with that because I think Drew McIntyre is getting up there with Father Time. And do you really see Drew McIntyre leaving WWE, building a name and stuff like that, only to come back? Because I think by the time Drew comes back, if he was to hypothetically leave, what's to say that Drew isn't going to be in that veteran role where you're putting over guys and stuff? Because you don't want, could you really just imagine a 42, 43-year-old Drew McIntyre main eventing WrestleMania?
I mean, one, he's already done it, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have guys in their 40s now that are still going.
Yeah. Shout outs to Bobby Lashley.
Shout outs to AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Edge. I mean,
but
Daniel Bryan isn't a young Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson isn't a young guy. You know, like McIntyre's 37 years old.
Okay.
So say he signs a 3-year contract somewhere else and comes back at the age of 41. I mean, as long as he keeps himself in pretty good shape and doesn't get hurt, there's still time. But yeah, you're right. I don't see him being a consecutive WrestleMania main eventer
as he is now. Yeah, like I feel like there's gonna come that time where you gotta give back to the industry and you gotta start counting the lights more than you would want to.
Yeah.
So like I that's what I'm hoping. I think Drew works it out. That's what I'm hoping. I think everyone's overreacting to that whole situation because I think like Drew is. I don't want WrestleMania 2020 to be his peak.
Yeah, definitely.
It's still a relatively,
especially when he deserved better.
Exactly. Yeah, man. You don't want that to be his peak, man.
And I'm not gonna lie, I think Drew McIntyre will look really good with that new World Championship. Pause.
Segue. There we go. Segue, man. Yeah. Now, last time we did an episode, so much in the wrestling world has happened. I mean, like we done got a whole new World Heavyweight Championship brought into the mix, and I will say this:
I swear we ain't been going that long.
We haven't. But I swear, man, I think like I don't think I wasn't a fan of Big Gold coming back. I really wasn't. I fed in that group because I'm always. I think me and Vince can kind of think alike. We want to think of something new. We want to revolutionize, and I just think bringing back something as kind of like an old idea, it kind of loses. It's not real. I think like it's kind of hard to establish that legitimacy back. And I think that's going to be one of the problems. But seeing that they kind of changed the design, I ain't gonna lie,
you think it's ugly?
Nah, bro. A brother graduating, and that might be a graduation gift to myself. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Hey, I've been telling my girl since it came out, like, boy, show it like that for a gift.
Yeah.
Damn, that's nice.
Hey, y'all, don't be surprised if y'all see a new world title in this setup design.
Yeah, right there, I can see it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but in all honesty, man, like it's really just up to like I don't want to be a negative Ned, but I just need to see how things fold out. And watching Raw last night, obviously shout outs to Triple H for going ahead and just giving you their Raw finalists, man. Because I looked and saw this bracket, I'm like, yo, is this just gonna be like this all the way till Saudi Arabia? But that's not the case at all. So we're gonna find out this Friday who faces Seth Rollins.
Gonna be fighting.
As much as I love AJ, dude.
Yeah.
I think AJ and Seth Rollins would be a very good marquee match for Saudi Arabia. And, Seth and AJ don't disappoint.
Yeah, man, listen, we got a triple threat with Rey Mysterio, Edge, and AJ Styles on Friday. And they said there weren't any dream matches left.
What are you talking about, bruh?
That's
what
crazy.
Are you talking about for a World Heavyweight Championship?
That's crazy. That's going to be a great match. You know what I'm saying? And I think the winner of that match is going to come out of that match. I would love to see Bobby Lashley come and do it. Yeah, another guy I think would look fantastic with that new World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, most definitely.
Pause. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just really would like to see either Bobby Lashley, AJ, or Edge come out of that winning circle. And I don't know, man. I think it could be Edge, maybe,
with the world title to win the whole thing.
No, to wrestle Seth Rollins.
Oh, to wrestle Seth. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. AJ, yeah. But I also got to think about this, right? I feel like we done seen Seth and Bobby go at it a couple times, and I think like Bobby and Roman are going to, because like, you got to also take into consideration that whoever loses this match, I ain't gonna say they're going to be fed to Roman. Damn, I hate to say it like that, but they're going to be fed to Roman pretty much because like you got Roman. You could probably do another Edge rivalry. You can revisit the AJ Styles and Roman Reigns rivalry, which will
honestly, that's why I haven't been the most excited about AJ going back to SmackDown and Bobby, because it's just like, oh great, more guys to
feed to Roman potentially. I don't want to be like that, man. But that's what it really seems like at that point, man. But so you got Edge or potentially Bobby going next.
I think so, but I do think the winner of that tournament has got to be Seth freaking Rollins, right?
Nobody else but him.
I mean, I said it, on our Roman Reigns analysis video a couple weeks back, where Seth Rollins would have been a world champion by now if it wasn't for Roman going on this legendary run.
Most definitely.
The man is too freaking over right now. I mean, he legit just stands in the ring with the lights coming strictly on him while people sing.
Yeah.
To him. Like,
yeah.
Insanity.
Yeah.
Like, they have to, that's the only real choice. And also, he has not been beat by Roman Reigns, so it doesn't come off as a consolation prize.
Yeah, so Seth Rollins can win this world title. Like, hey, I don't know about y'all, Roman didn't whoop me.
Exactly. There's not too many people in that roster that can say that. It's like, hey, everybody raise your hand if Roman beat you.
Yeah, and that adds more prestige to the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
And I think that with Seth, I think what also makes Seth a good candidate is because, like, Seth has that ability to change his character.
Yeah.
And then I'm obviously thinking that, you know, you want to establish this World Heavyweight title, you at least need Seth to hold the title for a couple of months.
And somebody that is as over as Seth is and as experienced and a veteran as Seth is. I think that's the perfect candidate to be the first champion for this new championship, and I think he really deserves it, you know?
Yeah.
So I would love to see Seth Rollins come out on top of that. I mean, of course, like I said, AJ or Bobby Lashley, but, you know, Seth Rollins has got to be the guy.
Oh, most definitely Seth Rollins, man. Like, I one thing I did raise an eyebrow to was, like, you're including SmackDown superstars in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament, but the only thing that I'm thinking that makes sense is, okay, if there was a person to win from SmackDown to win the World Heavyweight Championship, I'm assuming that they would just automatically be drafted to Raw.
Yeah.
That's what you would assume,
yeah.
So, yeah.
That would make the most sense, you know. A lot of people were giving that, like, a really hard, you know, critique online, and I didn't really think it was hard to understand, but I get the sentiments, because it's like, this is a championship just for Raw.
Yeah.
So why are we including people from this completely other show? But at the same time, they want a shot too, and there's people over there that haven't been beat by Roman or had a chance. And also, they're on the show where the guy that's not wrestling is on. So
yeah,
you know?
yeah. So
I was happy to see Finn get the look, you know, and I thought it was very poetic that it was Finn versus Seth Rollins, you know, for the new title.
Yeah. It brings you back to SummerSlam, don't it?
It does, man. And it was also just a really good match, and I thought it was really neat that Brock Lesnar came back and kept that smoke going with Cody. Because Cody Rhodes winning this tournament, because Cody Rhodes had to be the outright favorite, right?
Oh, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
So Cody Rhodes being pulled out of the tournament is great, because if Cody Rhodes wins this championship, it's like, hey, I wasn't good enough to win the WWE champion, the WWE Ultra Universal, whatever the hell that title's called.
Plus Ultra.
and here's a consolation prize. So I thought it was really good that they got him out the way, because Cody's story is with them.
Oh, most definitely, man. So, man, I don't want to be the guy to say it, but Richie, it sounds like your take is aging, bro. Look like Roman gonna hold that title till next year's Mania, dog.
Damn, man. Damn, son. I did not want to be right.
Man, that's crazy.
I want to be wrong. My fault.
Yeah. But guys, that's it for Hot Tags right now. This is the end of the YouTube video. But go ahead and check out our previous podcast and check out our ranking the run of the Tribal Chief. We go over the victims of the Tribal Chief. So check that out. It's a very good video.